Blessings, blessings. I am Reverend Shakti, and I am with the Divine Temple Spiritual Center. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about really connecting to your divine expression and your creative power within your own being. And that expression, that divine power that's within your own being is truly being expressed through your divine life purpose. So when you incarnated into this world, into this physical realm where we meet polarities, because we know that in the realms of higher consciousness, there's no polarities. There's only divine light, divine essence, divine wholeness, and that's who we truly are. But when we incarnate into this divine the divine Gaia, our divine mother, her divine presence, but we're incarnated into this realm, into this physical body. We are really bombarded by so much polarities, the yin and the yang, all these different, the feminine, the masculine, and all these energies. But we know that as a whole being, we are whole, we are complete, we are perfect, because that's how God made us. We are the likeness of the divine. When the Big Bang happened, we were created in that perfection. But when we decide to come into this physical world, to know who we are, to learn to really embody our divineness, then we are bombarded by all these polarities, and we have it. I actually talked about it in the post earlier on my Instagram, how, I was meditating and I asked my divine guides to take me to the lower realm so I can see it, because ever since I was a child, I battled with this darkness. I battled with being attacked or by dark spirits, and I really didn't quite understand. I was told by a lot of people, individuals growing up, that I was this light being, but then as I grew up and I got readings from certain individuals, they told me that I was from the dark, and that's why the dark was following me, which apparently it is not. None of us are from the dark. None of us come from that. Our true essence is the light, and our true essence is that divineness. So what I'm getting here with this video is that when we are really connected to our divine path, that is what we're here to do. There's going to be blocks that are going to be put in our way, because this is part of the learning process. This is how we find ourselves. This is how we really truly embody who we are. And I have a great example, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He talks a lot about how he grew up as an orphan. He grew up in a foster care. I think it was a foster care, something like that, or orphanage. I'm not sure, but you can, if you do know, please let me know in the comments. So he grew up this feeling of not belonging. We all have this feeling. I know I have the feeling of not belonging here, not belonging there. And that is the typical spiritual person feels this way. We feel like we don't belong. We're not from this world, so we don't belong here. We feel like we're strangers in this world. And why am I in this world? Why do I feel like I don't belong? And what happens is that because we're trying to belong to the world, we start getting caught up in other people's drama and other people's addictions and other people's situations, because we want to belong. So we start doing things like other people are doing it instead of listening to our own path. So his struggle was just that. He was born that way, and that's what he chose for his path. Then we have Louise Hay, who grew up in a very abusive home, who had a daughter and gave her up for adoption at a very young age. And these are things that we choose in our path to actually help us be enlightened. And you have Louise Hay as well, that, when she went through her divorce, she felt that it was the hardest thing she could ever go through, but it was a miracle in disguise, because look at the legacy she left. She left Hay House, radio, Hay House, publishing companies. She's the top leading publishing company for spiritual light workers like us. So there is a blessing in disguise here, and that creative power is trying to come through you. You are here to give something. You have a purpose. You have something that is in you that's trying to manifest itself. But because we're trying to fit in with the crowd, we're trying to fit in with everyone else, we're trying to fit in our family, we're just trying to fit in with everyone, that we forget that we're not here to fit in nowhere, but to fit in our own conscious and our own awareness. Don't get caught up in other people's shit. Don't get caught up in other people's drama. Don't get caught up in other people's chaos. Learn to discernment. Learn to be aligned with your own divine presence, that you can truly elevate your own consciousness in others. In a spiritual warrior certification training that I'm going to do this spring, it's about that specifically. It's about gaining confidence in your own work, finding your own purpose. Because we will dive deep into your human design. Each one of us has a human design. And the founder of that also, he brought all these healing modalities, the Kabbalah, he brought in the I Ching, he brought the Hinduism, the chakras, he brought all of that into one system, which is called now the human design. And I love human design. Human design actually helped me understand my calling, helped me understand what I'm here to do and why I'm here to do it, and get the confidence. So each one of you that is a student in this training will have that personalized session with me, where I will dive deep with you into your gifts, and where you can fall down, where you can stop yourself from finishing, where you can stop yourself from actually having the confidence and loving yourself 100%. So the confidence and that creative power that comes within you, that purpose that you're here to do, is something magnificent that no one has ever done the way you are going to do it. So the calling is there for you to reconnect yourself with your own essence. And this has to do with stop listening to others. Stop getting distracted with the world and the chaos around the world. Start bringing your focus 100% in the work that you're here to do. Stop wasting your time scrolling through Instagram, through Facebook, through TikTok. Get to work. You have a dream, make it happen. See the possibilities and the things that has to get done. In the business coaching program that we also have with the Divine Temple University, we talk about this. The first one is setting the intention. And we just did a podcast today. We just launched it today, which is the power of intention and setting intentional goals. Go listen to it, because that is the foundation of your life, is setting those intentional goals, setting that tone to what is that you need to do for your life, because your life will align in perfect order when you take when you take your life by the horns, however you say that. When you decide to do that, that is when your life is going to change. That is when you're going to align yourself to your divine power as a spiritual warrior, as a divine being, as a creative aspect of God. God created you in its likeness. That means that you have the same creative power that God has. So you are here in this realm, 3D world, which I was actually told, it's actually 4D. We are here to create and manifest a life we desire through the divine creative power of God. And we can either decide to create it in the darkness, or we can decide to create it in the light. And what I'm here to tell you is that as a divine being of light, you have the responsibility to stop making yourself little and really start creating your life in the highest path of love and light possible. If you want more information about the training, go to www.thedivinetempleuniversity.com. Our conscious business training and our spiritual warrior trainings, they're happening soon. We're launching in a couple of months, or much sooner than that. So stay tuned, stay in touch with us. I love you. Kisses.